Welcome to Intro Skippers, the show about an entertainer and a person whose job it is to watch entertainers, watch stuff, and talk to you about it. That was really bad, but I hope you get the drift by now. It's episode 24. Hi, everyone. I'm Kim.
Hi, I'm Jason.
I document entertainment, and Jason does the entertainment.
You know, allegedly, but we'll
allegedly.
See.
Yeah.
To some.
I actually bristle against calling myself different things because I was like, someone was like, "Are you a reporter? You always call yourself a reporter." And I'm like, I'm kind of not usually a reporter. I'm more of an analyst and an interviewer. Maybe I'm more of a journalist than a reporter, or maybe I'm more of an on-air talent, but I also write and produce. So I don't really know what to call myself.
I'd like to see you as like a play-by-play analyst while watching a movie.
No.
Like, they shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? Like you do your own
shouldn't have gone in there.
Right.
No. I mean, like I analyze the media. I don't really review it, though. I would like to. Yeah. So today we are talking about a movie that just hit HBO Max. It's called that again. Opus. It came out in 2025. It's an A24 movie, and it's a genre-bending thriller directed and written by debut filmmaker Mark Anthony Green. The stars are Ayo Edebiri and John Malkovich, and some others, including Juliette Lewis, Amber Midthunder, Tony Hale, young Zeno, and Murray Bartlett, who is as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, there's going to be a massacre and that guy's going to die because he dies in everything.
Look, when you're a good dyer, right? When you sometimes you get cast as that.
Well,
I get it.
He dies in everything. I don't know why he's not the new Sean Bean at this point. Why has the internet not put these connections together? He dies an unnatural death, by the way, not like, I died slowly of a disease. No, he dies in The White Lotus. He dies in Welcome to Chippendales. He dies in this. He dies in The Last of Us. I'm sure I could do some more.
Last of Us, he did die of a slow disease, didn't he?
No, he didn't. He died of a murder-suicide in response to the disease.
Right. But he kind of
they had the poison. They both poisoned themselves on purpose.
Right. But he was the one who definitely had the disease and was slowly dying.
Yeah, but that's not how he went out.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
You told me about this movie. I didn't know much about it.
I said, Jason, there's a movie about a journalist and a musician. And you were like, that's us. And I went, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is not us. This is definitely not us.
Oh, so you're not a cult leader / murderer / ideologue?
I mean, I would have appreciated his chart-topping success that they fictionalized in this movie. But besides that, no, I am not a cult leader and don't murder people. I'm not a levelist.
But you could.
Be a cult leader?
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I could secretly be a cult leader right now.
Could. You got the beard.
The secret's out. I am not.
All right, this film satirizes celebrity worship, media, fandom, toxic fandom. It blends horror and thriller. It's slightly comedic in a dark way. There are some very gross moments in this movie, lots of body horror. It's not just slashing. There's some other grossness. And it'll make you scared of beanbag chairs.
Yeah, there's tape measures.
Tape measures?
Yeah, when we're talking about body horror, the first victim, as they're killing him, they take out a tape measure to measure his body so that they could like sew it into something else that we see later.
Oh, that's what that was about.
Yeah. And so that way, a couple of scenes later, when our hero Ariel, when they pull out a tape measure, then as the audience member, I'm like, oh no, they're going to kill her. But no, they're just measuring her for a dress. But anyway.
A beautiful dress.
Anytime there is a movie about people in the music industry or the music industry in general, this one is more about someone who is in the music industry. I take a very critical eye to it. right?
Oh,
Because I'm
I
like,
had a critical eye on this too, but
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. I'm like, are they going to get it right? Are they going to get it wrong?
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
and I thought they got a lot wrong, but I thought that it didn't, his music success didn't matter, like how he became a success as a musician and the things around that. It wasn't very believable to me, but that part didn't matter because obviously once we get to the complex, it's all about him being a cult leader.
Mm-hmm.
But I
I
kind of
think when
felt,
you're at that level, though, you kind of are the leader of a cult. Like
yeah,
we talk about stan culture and
yeah,
the like, and how obsessive and wild and sometimes violent it can be. But go
yeah.
ahead.
Oh, no, but I thought it was interesting that, everyone inside the complex were his stands, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but then there were stands outside trying to
Mm-hmm.
get in, and I thought to myself, huh, I were those people not worthy? They weren't like their fandom wasn't deep enough for him to invite
Oh, I
them
know what it
into,
was. But
you know?
let me give a little plot overview because I don't think I did it.
Sure.
So
Okay.
Ariel, she's a lower tiered, well, not tiered, but like she's at a magazine and she's a lower ranked employee. She wants to break out and write her own book and be this awesome writer. And as her boyfriend question mark points out, she doesn't really have the experience to do that yet. No one's going to
Right.
care about her thoughts and feelings and
He
tastes
yeah,
at
he
this
called
point in her career.
and then he called her mid, which was
He
pretty.
did. It was so mean.
I'm pretty sure they broke up at that point because at
They
the
must
end,
have.
yeah,
I
at
think
the
they
end.
were casual.
Okay,
But
yeah,
so she was actually invited as a surprise with her boss and some really high up media personalities to this superstars remote compound. I think it's in Utah.
hmm
To have an exclusive listening party for his first album in decades. So he's kind of this meteoric character. I felt like he was either based on Prince or David Bowie. I'm curious what you read it as.
Well, I saw elements of both, but neither Prince nor David Bowie took 27 years off.
Yeah, that's true. So I'm
So
trying to think of who would do that
yeah, hardly anybody. But
or who
I
could
get
do that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the idea though is that he was so huge in the 90s that it sounds like, in this fictionalized earth, his music defined the 90s. So that's how he could take so much time off and still people talk about him and think about him because they're still jamming to his music.
Hmm. So she's really excited. She gets invited to this high profile thing. Nobody gets to do it. It's very sought after. So she goes by plane and then bus to this compound, this remote
hmm
compound. And it looks like it's going to be this cool press visit, set tour kind of thing. But then she realizes something fishy is going on here because it seems like there's a cult on his compound and it's not benevolent. There's something weird going on, maybe dangerous in the background. And then the listening reveal devolves into murder and violence, psychological manipulation, slavish devotion from the cult, and Ariel has to get out.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I also found, as such a stacked cast. Sorry to jump out of the plot for just a second.
No, I just finished the
Oh, okay, we're good.
plot
Yeah,
main points, but
yeah.
yeah.
I thought there were some underutilized cast members too. Like Amber Midthunder barely had any lines. Her expressive face though is sort of her own lines in a way, I
Did you
guess.
notice
But
that the casting director's last name was also Mid Thunder?
no, I didn't.
I
Are they
did.
are they
I
related?
think you think Mid Thunder is a very common name.
No, I don't. But
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
do think they're related.
but Amber Midthunder is at this point an
Yeah,
established,
I know
you
who
know.
she is, but I
Yeah, I
wonder if
did
like
too.
she just did it as a favor.
Oh, I see. Well,
You
we'll
know,
find out. Yeah, I guess we can dig into it.
Tony Hale. I feel like he didn't have scenes with anyone. He just shot all his stuff from a living room
Yeah,
by
I'm.
himself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tony Hale was. I don't know what the budget of this film was, but I'm sure Tony Hale was a one-day shoot.
Well, it did premiere at Sundance in January of 2025. It was theatrically released in March, and now it is streaming on HBO Max. It's 104 minutes, very quick. It is rated R, because of course it is.
Yeah.
I don't think it did so well initially with critical reception, but it seems like people are coming around to it now that's on streaming.
Yeah, I mean, the Rotten Tomato on the review
40%.
Yeah, and the
pretty
popcorn
bad.
Yeah, popcorn is 60%. But yeah, I mean, look, I did have a lot of issues with this movie. Oh, but I enjoyed it. I never found myself wanting to turn it off or being like, oh, this is too outrageous or this is too unbelievable or anything. Like, I enjoyed the movie from beginning to end.
Well, the criticisms it received were muddled pacing, being tropey like too many other movies, and very middling character development. I still, I don't think it was a perfect movie, but I really enjoyed it. I think it touched something that I think about all the time as someone who's kind of more on Ao's character's side of life.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you're sitting down for an interview with someone from, some big important project or entity or something, and, they have press people, publicists, a handler, what have you, in the back of your head that they want to use this for something. This is not something they're doing out of the goodness of their hearts or because they care about getting a fair review. But sometimes it's more blatant even, where the publicist will ask to see your questions ahead of time or write them for you, which is a huge no. Like, absolutely not at a legitimate news organization is that allowable, despite, what snarky commenters may think, wink. But they think of it as promotion for them. They're trying to mold you into the person who's going to spread their word and amplify what they're doing, which is what John Malkovich did in this movie to Ao. And this stuff does fly with influencers, especially if they're getting something out of it. But you're not doing that in journalism. It is not your goal to promote them. It's not really your goal to like slam them, so hard on and ruin what they're doing. You're just trying to get a real take on what's going on and some deeper insight. And it's much more blatant in this than it usually is, where it's like he clearly wants to use her as a platform to get out his levelist message, his philosophy, his cult. And it's kind of like my fear that's in the back of my head realized and amplified.
I will say I really admire your approach to journalism, because you're not gonna let a publicist give you questions to answer. No,
you can't. Ask. Well, you can't do that. It's not just me. It's a standard. Like,
right.
No one should be allowing this who works for a legitimate news organization. Like, sometimes things are sponsored, but it has to be divulged that it's sponsored. And I've seen many times, again, not naming names, where this company is paid for this huge sponsored spread. Like, we're putting it sponsored by blah, blah on everything. And then the review comes out and it's a bad review. One thing does not connect to the other. The review has to live in a vacuum of fairness, of not, allowing whatever else the sponsored side affect it.
But then, of course, there's that fear that, if we give them a bad review, they won't grant us access to this and access to that. So, I mean, I understand why sometimes people cave.
That's the influencer thing, man.
Yeah, that's why people cave.
Have you noticed that every Disney YouTube channel is like, Disney's the best, 10 out of 10, A+, the magic is real, oh my God. And it's like, there's no criticism, because
they want tickets to Disneyland.
Disney, they want Disney to keep the fire hose of, access, of exclusives going for them. And I get it, but that's something else. That's influencing. That's creating. It's not. They're two different things, and sometimes it's hard for me to mitigate, because I have worked as a journalist, but I've also worked as just a host. And I've also, I've done sponsored work before. I divulge it every time, but it's just like you can't cross those over. So if you're working as something for something, you're not suddenly an influencer. You're not suddenly there to evangelize them, because you're not. Unless that was the assignment and you divulge it, you're not doing that.
You know, I could tell John Malkovich had a blast with this role. I mean, you could tell he was having a great time.
What did you think of his music?
What I thought about our John Malkovich's music was interesting, because when you're trying to write a song about that comes from a different era, and we even saw some of his hit songs, they sort of showed us the crowd singing along. They showed us people in their everyday lives listening on their headphones. They tried to show us how popular his music was. Now, Nile Rodgers was the main composer of the movie, and I'm pretty sure he had something to do with writing the songs as well. He's written music with Madonna, Diana Ross, David Bowie, Eric Clapton. He's an icon. He's a legend. Also Daft Punk, Pharrell Williams, like it goes on and on and on. So he was the right person for the job. But it was hard for me to fully immerse myself in the music, because I found myself overanalyzing it. But I think that's just because I am a musician, right? So I'm like,
what do you mean? Like, were you criticizing it, or were you like, oh, it's off here? What were you thinking?
Well, yeah, I was wondering, okay, his when they establish his hit, which is almost had like a Right Said Fred vibe to it, the "I'm Too Sexy" song, where where a lot of the verses are just talking.
In excess.
Okay, yeah, I was reading it more like maybe, okay, in excess, I could see that too. So the song at the beginning that they're showing us, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but the one that was like went to #1 forever. It was like the name of a woman was the song.
It was like Dina Simone.
I got that it was a dance club hit, and that it, was a crossover hit. But the first song that we are played, when Ariel is in her room and it says press play to hear his first single, and it's almost like a love ballad. I thought to myself, is this supposed to be good, or is it supposed to be bad? I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how I was supposed to react.
I think Ariel liked it.
She
unless
did
she
like
was lying in that moment.
Right. She seemed to actually like it. Then again, was Ariel kind of acting the entire time to make her way through this situation?
Because she was the only one who was suspicious that something was going on. The rest of them kept side-eyeing her, like, what is your problem? And she was trying to get her boss to let her write a secondary piece. And he said something crazy, which was, there will only be one piece. It will be mine, and it will have everything interesting from this trip in it. And it's like, what the hell? Who talks like that?
And also, even after he gets shot in the shoulder with an arrow, he was still drinking the Kool-Aid, as you might say, which, speaking of tropes, there was such a Jonestown vibe to this thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially with the cyanide drinks later.
When she found it.
So-called cyanide drinks.
Yeah,
but,
or so she thought. But
I mean, I kind of get it, because I've done, visits before where I go to a set or on location or something, and you put up with a lot. And you just, because you want whatever it is, you want the scoop, you want the exclusive. So it made me a little bit wary and suspicious of such things before, because, I've gotten, a company's been like, get on our bus or get in our van and let us drive you around.
Yeah.
And I told my boyfriend at the time that, and he was like, okay. I'm going to stay nearby in case this is an actual kidnapping.
Yeah, good idea. I don't know if they could track you on iPhone then, but yeah, I'm going to track you.
No, they could.
I think though that what missed the mark for me as a viewer was when they're showing us this Jonestown, so to speak, or the
moment where they're allegedly drinking the poison.
No, way before that.
The community.
The community and the introduction to it, and it's supposed to be maybe creepy or creep us out a little bit, but it didn't, because I felt like I'd seen that so many times before in so many other movies. So I get the tropiness, the tropey complaint.
Yeah. I mean, I get it too. I don't think it was a perfect movie, but I do think there were moments I really connected to and felt resonantly. But you're right. It's, it's not exactly new territory where there's a cult and someone has to escape the cult. I really got Midsummer vibes at one point, especially when she went to the shed.
Yeah.
And there was like a hidden body in there and like weird tools and runes almost.
Yeah, that I was going to mention Midsummer. What did you think of the oyster shucking yurt?
That was weird, because aren't they in the middle of Utah? Where are you getting oysters?
Right. So are oysters look, obviously the guy has almost unlimited funds. So are they shipping in oysters every day?
I guess, but like they're shucking them in this hot yurt in the middle of an unshaded field. Like, are they wasting the oyster meat? What are they doing?
Yeah. And when she goes back there later, all the oysters are gone and the table's gone. And I'm like, what was the point of that? Like, there wasn't anything incriminating about a pile of oysters. So why did they take the time to hide the oysters?
Well, I mean, a lot of it is they staged a lot of it to make her feel unsettled so that she would freak out and run away, because that was all according to plan. I mean, at first she's about to be sacrificed with Juliette Lewis, and then her guide, the one who measured her earlier, whispers into her ear like, hey, when I give the cue, you push me and run to the right, and then steal the vehicle and get out.
Yeah.
And it's like, you wonder for a while, why did she save her? And then you realize it was all according to plan. She was supposed to be traumatized. She was supposed to be scared. She was supposed to get out, write a book or something so that the message goes out to the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I thought was a little bit like, oh, okay. And then at the end, I mean, I felt bad for her at the end when everyone's calling her life and death situation a novel rather than an autobiography.
Non-fiction narrative of something that happened. Yeah, and it's also like she finally got the life experience that she needed to become a revered writer. And then it's all fake. It's all derivative. She was set up. I mean, that also speaks to my other fear of why me, imposter syndrome. And the reason being something stupid. Like Moretti reveals, that's Malkovich's character's name. I don't know if we've said it yet.
I think I said it once, but yeah.
This deep in the podcast. But he says, why did you kill those people? And it's like, well, he slighted me a little in an interview and she took an unflattering picture of me. And they're just the most petty reasons. And she was like, why me? And he was like, well, one time you wrote about some old lady and you said she had, I forget the exact terminology, but she gave a very flattering characterization of a not conventionally attractive chin. And then he was like, I needed that because I have a weak chin. So it's, again, some petty, stupid reason.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is what the summation of my work amounts to, is some stupid thing that I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
So yeah, it awakened some actual fears and tensions within me.
What did you think of the fact that they're showing us that his popularity is growing while he's in jail and sympathy towards Moretti continues to grow? Do you think that has something to do with the way celebrities are so revered that they're
they're untouchable?
Yeah.
I read that this was partially inspired by Luigi Mangione. And if that's the case, then I feel like it's not an apt metaphor, because people like Luigi because they, deep down, kind of agree with his reasonings. But this guy is what are his reasonings? He's just a celebrity, so it's not really a good comparison.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if maybe the inspiration for Luigi Mangione, the way he had this popularity afterwards, sure, but it ends there because this is a weird celebrity that murdered 5 journalists, right? It
That's totally different.
Yeah, completely different.
I think it really undermines some actual real world issues by making that a direct comparison. So I read that was the case. I hope it's wrong. But it didn't seem like it was wrong.
I also thought that the clearly they're supposed to be working for some sort of fictitious Rolling Stone, right? Or something.
Yeah, I think it's like GQ or Rolling Stone or Esquire. Like it's some big marquee legacy magazine.
And I sort of thought that was unrealistic because I know the state of magazines these days.
Oh, it's real bad.
And I felt like they probably wouldn't even have a staff that big because it showed them in this giant place, and desk after desk after desk. And I thought, I don't know about that these days.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. It's a lot more bare bones in reality. Not that I work for Rolling Stone, but the magazine industry is not what it was.
Right.
What with evolving media consumption.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if that's what you found the most unrealistic, then I guess they didn't do too bad.
I didn't find that the most unrealistic. I just found that another unrealistic moment. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that was at the beginning of the movie, so I was already skeptical when they threw that at me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Overall, I had a pretty good time with it. I think it was rated too harshly. I would probably give this a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 if I were to actually rate it myself.
Yeah, I think 7 is good for me too. I never wanted to turn it off. I criticized pieces of it in my own mind while watching it, but none of my criticisms made me be like, I don't want to watch this anymore.
Unwatchable.
Yeah. No, it's definitely watchable.
I think it's pretty good. Like, I didn't imagine Ayo Edebiri as a final girl, but here we are.
Yeah, I was happy to see Juliette Lewis again, too. I haven't seen her in anything in a while. Not that...
Yellow Jackets, man.
Right, I know, but I haven't seen Yellow Jackets yet.
So she's pretty different from her Yellow Jackets character, but I did kind of miss her too. She actually, I don't want to spoil it for you, but she's no longer on Yellow Jackets.
Okay. Well, she's also a singer and a musician. And I wonder if when the script came across her desk, she was fascinated a little bit by it and wanted to do it because of that. Because I know I've been friends with at least one of her band members, actually. And so I know what kind of dedication she has to music, too. So that could have intrigued her, perhaps, to do this.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Ayo did this. Because she is the lead character. Maybe that's why. But I think she's at a point in her career where she can make choices. Big choices.
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, she did great in it. Look, John Malkovich and Ayo, both of them had great performances. So it's worth it to watch it for that.
I mean, all of the acting is solid.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed, even though I loved his outfit when he played them the second song and he sang for them at the sort of futuristic robot suit. But they made so many references to his crazy outfits and talked about how like that was the big.
Oh, they're heavy.
Yeah, that they're so heavy that they weighed down the bus, and I wanted to see more of those. I know we saw a few, but I wanted to see more.
He did seem kind of tired in that scene when he was performing.
Like the actor was tired?
Yeah. I mean, at this point he's over 70, so I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it was a long shoot day. I could only imagine.
Yeah. And I think they did shoot on site, so it was probably really warm too.
Yeah. Do you know what that complex was when it wasn't staged as a I'm
Are you
assuming
teeing
some
me
sort
up
of
to say
retreat.
that you know?
Nope,
Or
I am not teeing you up. I'm really asking you a question.
I don't know. It could be a built set for all I know.
Yeah, who knows?
I think it was shot in both New York and out in the wild desert. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhere in Utah.
I mean, the plot was that you flew to Utah to a small, and then you took a bus for 4 hours.
So it's very remote.
4 hours and 18 minutes.
I mean, what if that character was played by Jared Leto? It'd be more believable because that's what he did.
Yeah, maybe that was too close to home.
Well, I think that about does it for Opus. It is on the trending section currently of HBO Max. We think it's a pretty fun watch. Not perfect, but enjoyable. So let's get into what's going on this week. This is the Tuesday right before all the Comic-Con stuff goes down.
Will you already be there when this posts?
No, I'll be there starting Wednesday.
Okay, got it. I'll be there Thursday. So I'm going to try to find you.
You'll be there Thursday, Friday? And
Thursday
then you're
and
gonna
Friday.
Leave?
Yep. And then I'm out 2 days. That's enough for me. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'll probably miss some crazy wild party, but knowing me, I'll go to the wrong location anyway.
There's a party Thursday night.
Yep, I'll see you.
And Friday night. I don't know if you'll be around Friday night still.
Haven't decided yet, but I'll see you at the Thursday night party for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I will be reporting with IGN the whole time. I will be doing the daily fix for them if you want the news roundup, and I will be interviewing several guests and doing a few things out in the field. If you see me, please don't scream because I am on camera and then I can't use that take. It's happened before. No, it's like, IGN! And it's like, hey, this isn't live. You're just ruining the footage. I'm not going to air this.
Funny. Oh, man.
It has been me a couple times. So I was like dancing around in a Starfleet uniform last year, and I heard later secondhand someone said, is that John's wife? John is my husband. So I guess his friends saw me or something. It's funny for me to be called that because usually I'm not referred to that way. It's more Kim's husband. I'm more of the public-facing person, okay? That's all that means.
Of course. In general, how many times have you been to Comic-Con? Can you even count? How many times?
Probably like 10 at this point.
Yeah, I've probably been to more, which is hard to believe, but here we are.
I covered it for it's 10 or it's close to 10 or it's almost 10. But I've been to a lot of these.
Yeah.
As like a regular attendee once, and then the rest were all covering.
Mm-hmm. Same. The first year I went, I was a regular attendee, and then after that, I went as a professional. And I know.
Well,
la-di-da. But, it's part of, if you work in entertainment and you live close enough to San Diego that you can make it to Comic-Con, it's always good for you to go. It's sort of an intangible thing.
But it's big, and you get tired and hot.
Yeah, you do, but you just got to soldier through it.
Yeah, you have to mentally prepare. I'm looking forward to reuniting with Norman Reedus.
Oh, okay.
One year in the press area in the Hilton, I was walking really fast to get to something, and he was walking really fast to get to something, and we both literally ran into each other and knocked ourselves flat on our backs.
Wait, really? I don't know about this.
Yes, this really happened, and I was like, what happened? And then Norman Reedus, he got up. And he was towering over me and holding out his hand, and he went, "Oh, sorry, darling." And I was like, "What? All is forgiven." He's not going to remember that, but I'm going to interview him again this year.
I mean, I don't know. I doubt that happens to him that much. Are you going to bring it up?
Maybe off camera.
Okay.
Because I don't want him to be on camera.
I don't remember
He's got a full life, Jason. He doesn't remember running into some girl at Comic-Con years ago.
Well, I mean, it could be an embarrassing moment for him. You never know. He's like, "Oh God, I can't remember. I can't forget when I ran into that person." You never know.
He was very nice about it. So I will say that. There's a nice Norman Reedus story, even though it really hurt. And we both fell on our backs. And it's not like he's a tiny weakling of a guy.
Yeah.
It was a pretty powerful impact.
That's that's something I'd remember for a long time for sure.
I'll bring it up off camera. We'll see. All right, stay tuned to that footage.
Yeah.
See how that goes.
Can't wait to see that.
That'll be on IGN.com, IGN's YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can.
Sometimes social media, usually definitely the other places though.
Maybe it can be an exclusive here, an Intro Skippers exclusive.
Oh, maybe I can get him to run into me again.
Yeah.
Or I can run into him really fast and get arrested.
By the way, shout out. We got some press last week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bring it up. Do it.
We got some press. Hold on. Let me bring back my Google alert here. But we got some press from some wrestling websites like 411 Mania and Fightful.com and Wrestling News. And
wow, it's probably because of me, right?
It's all because of you. Yeah. No, but they mentioned our podcast, which I thought was really cool because last week, of course, I talked a little bit about what happened at AEW All in Texas, and a bunch of wrestling websites picked it up. So I thought that was cool that we got that Intro Skippers specifically was mentioned. Yes. We're getting out there. I love
it. Thanks, Jason.
Anytime.
I regret calling Kenny Omega a big nerd last episode.
Yeah, you know what? That part was left out in all of the articles, it seems.
It's not an insult to be called a big nerd, and he's literally big. He's a big, strong man.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
I said literally twice, sorry. I used to run a show called Nerd Alert, so I view it as a positive thing.
At this point, it is positive.
It is. Mm-hmm. And if you're a wrestling fan who somehow found this episode and got this far, please leave us a review or an email if you don't want to give us 5 stars.
That would be great. So anyway, I guess I'll see you when we both are back from Comic-Con.
You might see me at Comic-Con.
I might. And I might yell,
Kim, to the building.
And I'll mess up your take.
No. It's fine. It's fine.
When you are up on the balcony, do you have your phone with you, or is it usually like somewhere else? So like
it's on the balcony somewhere, but I'm, probably don't count on me picking up a call.
So if I texted you and it was like, look down, mwahaha, you probably wouldn't get that. Okay.
Like if I'm in downtime, I might have it, but if I'm on, like if I'm holding the microphone like this,
ain't gonna happen.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No,
what?
You got to pick
not?
a time when I'm just like waiting to start or waiting on something.
Okay. Well, either way, I'll see you Thursday.
Cool.
So, have a great rest of your day, and thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you all, and catch us at Comic-Con if you can. Go to Jason's panel where he is doing a TTRPG with wrestlers and Iffy.
Mm-hmm.
He could be a wrestler.
I was going to say, who could probably wrestle.
He could. Yeah. I bet he could.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Intro Skippers with Jason Charles Miller and Kim Horcher is produced and edited by Kim Horcher and Jason Charles Miller. The name order doesn't really matter. Additional writing by Kim Horcher. Theme song and incidental music by Jason Charles Miller. Take it away, me. You can rate and review this show, 5 stars only please, anywhere you'd like, and you might find your review read on a future episode. Got a question? Email us at introskipperspod@gmail.com. That too could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Intro Skippers on your favorite podcast platform, but preferably one we're actually on. All right, thanks for getting this far. Here's a special treat just for you. I'm gonna stop talking.